Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video, and today we are going to talk about Ash, and Pikachu's finally coming into the game, which, as usual, we will be pulling for him live later tonight when he drops, so make sure y'all are subscribed and have notifications on, so, you know, we could check that out as soon as that happens. So anyways, that aside, let's talk a bit about the unit, right? So, first of all, obviously it is a Masterfair, so Masterfair rules apply. It's a 1% featured, 15% rate, for not 15, oh my god, I mean 15 would be nice, 12% rate for a 5-star otherwise, right? So in terms of like some like nice things, like outside of like Ash itself, just talking about the banner, right? Since the Courtney and Looker spotlight banners, by the way, do end right at reset, so unless they forget or something, the Ash banner should also have Courtney and Looker on them, which is really nice. At least Courtney is really nice, right? Sets ground zone, very powerful unit, all that stuff. So, well, before we get into any of this, the big obvious point is, if you like Ash a lot, right? If you like Pikachu a lot, big fan of the anime, then pull for this guy, right? I mean, just throw your gems at this man, right? Doesn't matter how good he is. If he's like if he's your man, go for it. All right, you know, have fun. Good luck. But otherwise, I guess we could talk a bit about the unit in terms of how you know powerful it is or whatever, right? So again, it is a Masterfair, so it does have that Master passive. In this case, Kanto's Spirit, which is very nice, right? So you could max it out at 50% power up for electric type, or not electric, special moves, right? For the more Kanto units you have on your team. And the thing with Pikachu, right, it is an electric type striker, and it does have, a lot of special attack there. Its speed is actually not that fast, which is slightly, surprising, but it's not that big of a deal. His move is like, it's a 2-gauge Thunder, right? And it's 2-gauge because of his passes over here, which decreases the move gauge slots that are used, and also does power up Thunder there as well. So it's very nice. That's the, post power up BP for Thunder, I'm assuming, right, with the passive built in, so that's very powerful. Also doesn't miss. So in of itself, it's a pretty capable striker. And if you want to, to have someone to do good electric type damage, this is your guy, right? He's gonna do good electric type damage, right? As they usually do. But outside of that, if you look at some of the other stuff in terms of trainer moves, right? His trainer moves very good because you have basically, right, max special attack in one move and max crit in one move, right? So +3 crit over here, +4 special attack, and then you get an extra +2 special attack and +2 speed when your remaining HP is half or more, which if you use it on turn 1 of the battle, you'll have full HP, which is half or more. So basically +6 special attack, +2 speed, +3 crit in one move. Go in there, click that. It's kind of like Annie Lily in a sense, right? Boom. You have your offensive stats maxed out. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And you could either start attacking, or if you want, you could do this, which charges your move gauge, gives you gradual healing, and then gives super effective up next and damage guard. The healing part probably not that useful. I mean, I guess if you want to tank with him, which is not impossible, he does have decent HP stat. His defenses are not great, but he does have a lot of things where it kind of makes you want to tank with him. There's just a lot of like endurance based or low HP based passives, which generally is not good, right? Some of the worst multipliers in the game are stuff like power reserves, right, which require you to be at low HP, which is kind of what Pikachu or Ash has over here, unfortunately. But he does make up for it with Ash's tenacity over here, where if you enter the battle with full HP, you get endurance, and then after that endurance goes away, you get, for the first time, right, you with one more, HP remaining, you get another endurance. So basically, you get 2 endurances, right? It looks fine from the from the text, but like in actual battle, it's probably not that good because of the fact that sync moves just go through endurances, right? Doesn't matter if you have endurance or not. If you get synced and you die to the sync, you're gone, right? It goes through endurances, and generally that's how strikers get taken out a lot. So right. But outside of that, again, you got stuff like +2 special move up next when you're in a pinch, which in this case means lower than 33% HP. So there is that, and there's some other skills on the grid that also help with that as well. So yeah, as for your sync move, except in certain circumstances, successful, I can't read, oh my god, except in certain circumstances, successful hits with this attack become critical hits. That's better. Alright, so that's pretty nice, even though you already have +3 crit, which makes all your moves guaranteed crits, except for a sync move. But you know, since it is a sync move, it's only 80% chance to crit at +3 crit. But it's also especially nice since if you are going to EX him, EX Striker all 3 targets, so make sure that your sync crits all 3 targets. And then now we get to the big part, which is the buddy move. So the buddy move, you can only use it once, right? Only use it once, only 1 MP over there. And you could use it after using 3 moves, which is basically, it's basically sync move countdown, right? I mean, unless you have like a move, unless you have like a sync accelerator on your team, right? It's, you know, it's you sync on turn 3. This gets unlocked on turn 3 as well, basically, right? You use 3 moves with this guy, and then it's unlocked. So yeah, so it's a move that never misses. Use a maximum of 6 slots per user's move gauge, and the more used, the greater the power. I'm assuming this should be the power at like either 0 gauges or 1 gauges. And cause it did say, you know, maximum of 6, so I guess maybe you could use that like if you don't have like 1 gauge. If you don't even have like 1 gauge, you could use it, but again, it might just be the base power. But they did say in the trailer that it could go up to over 1,000 BP, which in this case would be, assuming at, you know, this is like 0 gauges, then it might be just ×2, right, at 6 gauges. Obviously the big caveat over here is generally in master mode you don't really have 6 gauges because you want the move gauge -2 thing, because it's pretty free, you know, points over there, right? But on the other hand, okay, you don't get 1,000 BP. You get like, what, 800 BP or something instead, which is still incredibly powerful, right? Makes it the single most strongest move in the game. Caveat, again, you can only use it once, but you can only use it once, but it is the strongest, you know, regular move, not sync moves. There are sync moves that are more powerful than this, but, well, I mean, it will be more powerful at like max gauge, but like, you know, assuming at base, right? But yeah, it's the single most powerful regular move in the game, and it probably, I think it's going to act like a regular move, right, in terms of which multipliers it uses and stuff, because it would be slightly awkward if it doesn't. It's a bit more obvious with Red's stuff, but again, we'll have to see eventually, right? So anyways, that aside, let's check out the grid, right? So if you're going to pull for him, how many copies do you want to go for? Alright, so let's first look at 1 out of 5, so just 1 copy over here. What do you get, right? You get Dauntless, Haste, which are both not, you know, very, like, who cares? Lith, I mean, they're nice, but like, they're also extremely situational, especially for a striker when you're not really getting targeted a lot, so it doesn't really matter. Like, debuffing is already relatively rare in this game, and then like as a striker you're not really getting targeted either, so these don't really matter. Move gauge refresh on Thunder is alright, but like, you know, basically you don't have anything interesting at 1 out of 5, right? Nothing real at 1 out of 5. It's just your standard Thunder power up, some stat nodes, move gauge refreshes, MP refresh and training move, which doesn't really matter that much. It's on the second one, because you only really need to use it once, unless in Battle Villa, which he's not really a Battle Villa unit. Although, I mean, you could use him in Battle Villa. But anyways, outside of that, let's go to number 2. Let's go to 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5, you get some slightly interesting things, I guess, right? You got like Turbocharge, which helps your move gauge accelerate a bit, and Electric Train, Shock Recovery, which makes you heal in Electric Train. I'm not a huge fan of either, unless you're like in a really slow team, then okay, Turbocharge would be nice. This is alright if you somehow unironically want to run him as the tank, which could be fun, but also could be not really good. So, yeah, you do get 2 sync move power-up nodes, which are definitely nice if you are syncing with him. On the run 3 is whatever, unless, again, you are unironically running tank Pikachu here. Quick Cure here is also, again, very situational. Hostile Environment on Thunder is not great, because... Actually, no. Thunder is 30%. No, I take that back. Hostile Environmental Thunder is pretty nice, especially if there is a stage where you do want to paralyze the opponent. You know, for example, if it's like Cobalion, Legendary Arena, or if you have 3 out of 5 and you want Static Shock or whatever, right? Or any mass mode things that's like weak to blood paralysis. I don't think there are any like that really matter that much, right? But anyways, regardless, that's nice, I guess. Special attack plus 10 there is okay. Shake off 9 on your trainer move is again also very, very situational. Mass healer, I don't. It's kind of whatever. I mean, it's 10% more healing, I guess, but it's again not that big of a deal. So yeah, you do get some stuff at 2 out of 5. It's not a lot of stuff, so I wouldn't really recommend going for 2 out of 5, right? Moving on to 3 out of 5, you got Rejuvenate 6, gives you 6 gauge after using Sync, which is pretty nice in terms of, you know, after you Sync and you want to immediately go ahead and use your buddy move. Boom, you got 6 move gauges available to you right there. You don't have to wait for them. But otherwise, if you don't really want to go for, if you don't really care for going for the max damage on B Thunderbolt, right, your buddy move, it doesn't matter that much, because let's be real, like, it's so powerful, you don't really need 6 gauges to really, you know, take out something. I don't feel, right? If you're actually trying, like, if you're, you know, not trying, then okay, maybe it won't. But otherwise, you got Pinch Push 3, which reduces sync move count by 3 the first time you're in a pinch battle. This is actually really, really good. Again, it does require you to be in a pinch, which is relatively hard to control. But if you do get it, right, that's an entire turn set it off in terms of sync move countdown. That is very, very powerful. That's probably one of his better nodes over here. And then speaking of that, you also have Power Reserve 5, extra 50% chance, or not chance, extra 50% multiplier on your Thunder, which is very, very powerful. But again, you do have to be in a pinch, which is always not always ideal, because yeah, you hit harder, but you also means you're on the verge of dying. Which again, he does have 2 endurances, but if you get synced, then 10 endurances won't save you, right? Moving on, Brain Sync 8. This is really, really nice. It's just basically a free 80% multiplier to your sync when you have, you know, any special attack raise, which is really easy to do for Pikachu over here. Trainer Sync Redemption gives you MP back for your trainer, user's trainer. So it's gonna be this or this, right? So you're not getting B Thunderbolt back most likely, right? Because this should be a Pokemon move and not a trainer move, right? So then you got Master Healer on Nakaluz and Propulsion 9 over here, which is situational, I guess. If you could get enough units to try to turn off of that, and this is useful. If not, then probably not. Actually, no, Not Gonna Lose is the other one. Oh, never mind. I thought it was this one, because like if you use this at the start of the battle, you just need, you know, it doesn't really matter. If this is like after sync, you use this, then all right, sure, this could be useful. If you don't have like Adrenaline or whatever units on your team, and you couldn't get a Clock You Up, then that's nice. Well, anyways, yeah, I'd say Pikachu, you either go for 1 out of 5 or go for 3 out of 5. No point aiming for 2 out of 5. I don't think the 2 out of 5 nodes, there are some nice ones there, but it doesn't really move the needle that much. So yeah, in terms of how you want to spend your gems or move candy, it's either 3 out of 5 or 1 out of 5, right? I mean, I'd say 1 out of 5 is good enough. 3 out of 5 does give you a lot of sync stuff, right? So your sync is going to be much better at 3 out of 5. But if you're just going for Pikachu DPS wise, 1 out of 5 is basically enough, right? And speaking of his damage, it is very, very nice, right? If you look at electric types, he's not the strongest electric type damage healer over here, right? In terms of regular move damage, I mean, Archie and Volkner do more, although it is super effective, right? So Ash does do more than Archie and Volkner if it's like off type, but if it's on type, then, you know, Volkner and Archie do more. But hey, you know, be Thunderbolt, right? Again, you can only use it once in the entire battle, but it's gonna be one hell of a nuke, right? So there's that. Anyways, yeah, it hits really, really hard. The sync is pretty good as well, right? That's definitely a very, very, very powerful sync for a striker. It's not the strongest striker sync, or well, it is, well, in terms of striker, right? But it's not like the strongest AoE sync if you want to do that, because Deoxys still is stronger in that department, but it's up there, right? It's up there. It's definitely very, very nice. for again an AoE sync. So in terms of like the damage department, he's good, right? Not a 1 million plus damage dealer, but you're pretty close, right? I mean, 900k is basically 1 million, right? But yeah, he's not like in the top ranks of like the top like DPS units with like Thunder or whatever. But again, you just got that like one massive nuke where you could just drop on your opponent once in a battle, but it will drop them. Trust me, it will drop them. All right. So yeah, even though it's just once, the opponent will not forget that one hit they get hit by, right? And again, a really nice sync there as well. So yeah, let's in terms of the banner, right? Obviously, people do want to also consider the fact that outside of how powerful Pikachu is here itself, you do have to consider, well, do you have the units to really run Pikachu? The first one being, well, Electric Terrain, right? And Volkner can be used for Pikachu. Obviously, it's not going to be as good, well, Ash, because there's a billion Pikachus in this game. Ash, Volkner is going to be good for, or going to be nice for Ash in terms of setting Electric Terrain, but it's not going to be the best option. Obviously, that's going to be Red and Pikachu. You run those two together, and then you're winning everything, right? But yeah, Red is going to be the really big, nice partner for Pikachu. So if you're going for Pikachu, you want to think about, well, am I also going to go for Red, right? The other Pikachu, I guess. Red, Ash. Oh, Pikachu. Oh, please forgive me if I mention the wrong one. It's gonna happen. It's you know. Anyways, but yeah, Red Pikachu, very powerful duo. So if you want to go for Red there as well, that's gonna make Pikachu even better. But even if you don't go for Red, just going for Volkner or as the Electric Terrain setter is still gonna be good enough, right? Regular Volkner, not News Volkner. News Volkner, you have to sync with them to which is fine. You can still sync with News Volkner. It's not like, you know, News Volkner's like sync is like bad or whatever. It's still pretty good, right? It's still pretty darn good. But yeah, it's only like one Electric Terrain in comparison to a regular Volkner. But outside of like Electric Terrain, they don't actually work too well with Pikachu, other than the paralysis for like Static Shock 8, right? But yeah, obviously the Red Pikachu is much better. They're both Kanto, so it triggers the Kanto Master passive there as well. But the other issue is, well, okay, do I want to pull for a Pikachu or pull for any of the other banners? Because all these units are very good, right? You got Pikachu, the other Pikachu, you got Cynthia coming up, you got you know, some other unit later on, and then you still have SS Steven up, which you can argue is you could definitely argue SS Steven's better than the anniversary units, but do keep in mind, right, as powerful as you think, you know, SS Steven is, and he is very powerful, he's easily up there in terms of the best units of the game, he is still like a Pokefair, right, and Pokefairs just don't take that long to come back, other than Classic Elixir for some reason, in comparison to like Masterfair, so, and Pikachu is, or both Pikachus are. Ash is a Masterfair, so once Ash does go away, it's going to take a while for him to come back, so there's that, right, but yeah, I mean, if you want to, you know, go for S Steven, that's still fine. And then you also do have Archie and Maxie out, still out as well. I think they run till the end of the month, right? So same for actually, yeah. It lasts till like October 17th, right? And the amount of gems that were like the amount of free gems that we're gonna get from, you know, this anniversary, like before this banner goes away, is going to be enough for you to get them for free, right? To guarantee get them for free. So yeah, that's how long the banner lasts, and that's how much free gems we're getting. So do keep that in mind, I guess, right? You know, well, you won't be guaranteed to get them for free if you just throw, like, you know, I'm gonna throw 3 multis here on this banner, throw like 4 multis on Red's banner, and then throw in 2 multis on Cynthia's banner. Like, if you do that, then you're not gonna, you know, if you want to guarantee to get at least 1 copy, focus on 1 banner, right? You will be able to basically get them with free gems guaranteed. So that's very good, right? Just don't screw it up. Don't screw it up, okay? Wait till at least you get the unit that you want on 1 banner before switching over to another banner, all right? In terms of pull score, this is a solid 9 out of 10, right? I mean, it's a very powerful striker. Is it the strongest striker in the game? Maybe not, right? But still, it's definitely up there, and it is electric type, and generally electric type strikers, you know, are kind of whatever, right? But yeah, the two new ones, well, I mean, red's not technically a striker, are definitely very good, and I'd say are very much needed, because again, like outside of Newer's Volkner, electric type strikers in the game kind of suck, unfortunately. So it's gonna be definitely a nice addition. If you go for him, you're definitely not gonna regret it. It's a good unit, very powerful unit. Some of its mechanics are maybe not that great, but it doesn't matter. I mean, look at Summer N, right? Summer N's mechanics suck, and he's very powerful, right? So yeah, he's definitely a very good unit. You could definitely go for him. Although, again, do keep in mind, we also do have red. If you want to go for them both, and sure, there you go. But I do feel like in terms of, like, overall, like, utility-wise, if you want to say, oh, there's two electric type units that could all do damage, right? Which one's maybe a bit better to go for in between these two specifically? I would say red, because even though, like, Ash clearly does more damage, but red does pretty similar amounts of damage, right? They're actually pretty close. And red does give you a bit more utility-wise, I'd say, right? With the fact that he sets electric terrain, can extend electric terrain. I think those are pretty valuable. But again, if you want to go for Ash instead, that's still not a bad choice. They're both very powerful. So there is that. But again, if you really, all right, man, I just want one electric unit here. I don't want to go too crazy. You know, maybe want to go pull for Cynthia there as well. You want to go for Steven and just only want gems enough to spend for one electric type unit. I would say maybe red over Ash. Again, if you like Ash more, you want to go for Ash, that's totally fine. Very good unit. Again, I personally would say maybe red over Ash, but hey, if you picked Ash over red, then congratulations, you still got a fantastic unit, right? No L's there. Regardless, I mean, as long as you pull the unit, which again, you could get one guaranteed, right, for free, so there's that. So anyways, that's me, this one. I guess I hope you all gentlemen, guys, think in the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos from my channel, some more Opponent Masters content. Have fun, good luck tonight, and again, I will be pulling, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys later then.